The more like term Hatebase. Oh my gosh, this Hatebase sucks. Here's all of the reasons why this Hatebase sucks in my opinion. 1. People who are part of this Hatebase are hypocrites, because they claim they hate the more like term, yet they use the more like term on their own rant on the more like term. How could they use the more like term on their own rant on the more like term? They say stuff like, the more like term, more like the or should I say term, the less like term, or the more hate term, or they say this term sucks. I remember using the more like term back in 2024 and 2025. 2. They used the or should I say term instead of using the more like term in their rants, when in reality, the more like term and the or should I say term are literally the same thing. 3. After they make opinion change posts or videos saying they now hate the more like term, they will make rants on the more like term and reasons why the more like term sucks. And after that, people will go over the reasons on why you hate the more like term, rant on you and say that you hate using the more like term, and do commentaries on your rant on the more like term. And 4. They think that the more like term is getting old and overused nowadays, when it doesn't matter. I can't believe that I used to be part of this Hatebase, but thank goodness I've left this Hatebase back in 2024. I hope this Hatebase will die down soon. I don't know who likes this Hatebase, but do you know who hates this Hatebase? Kenyon the Music Gamer 2011, and Multi-Arrest 91. As for Kenyon the Music Gamer 2011, he told Multi-Arrest 91 to put him in the hate spot on his rant on this Hatebase. And as for Multi-Arrest 91, he made a rant on this Hatebase. So forget about the more like term Hatebase and forget about the I respect your opinion term Hatebase. The more like term fan base is so many times better than the more like term Hatebase. End of rant. My next trend will be on brainwashing.